You're watching another Nerd Stalker interview.
Welcome to another Nerd Stalker interview. Good morning. This is Greg Gloria, aka Social Greg on Twitter for the Nerd Stalker Media Network. Today we speak with Candace Dannenbaum, founder of Barker Kitsen, a new service catering to dog lovers on the internet. And I'll let Candace talk a little bit about that a little bit later. Quickly, a little bit about Candace. She's been in big companies, Bear Stearns, J.P. Morgan, and pretty much in the finance industries. And she's found a new passion taking care of dogs. And she started out her venture, Barker Kitsen, this year. So good morning, Candace. Thanks for joining us on Nerd Stalker Live from San Francisco.
Morning, Greg. Thanks for having me.
No problem. So anything you want to tell more about yourself to the Nerd Stalker audience?
Yeah, they may actually introduce themselves in the background, but I'm a pet parent of 5. I have 3 dogs and 2 cats.
Cool. 3 dogs, 2 cats. So you're a busy mom.
I'm a very busy pet mom, yes.
Okay, so let's get into this and tell the audience about the premise behind Barker Kitsen, which is a cool name, by the way.
Thank you, thank you. That actually went through quite a few iterations, but we'll get into that a little bit later.
Sure.
So Barker Kitsen, it's a resource. It's a discovery platform that aims to connect urban pet parents to under-the-radar products and new experiences. We're doing this through 2 verticals, commerce and content. On the commerce side, we're bringing pet parents in-demand, emerging, and undiscovered boutique brands that create high-quality products that you just can't find everywhere. Our mission is to help quality-minded pet parents make superior product choices while giving emerging brands national exposure and a strong distribution outlet. On the on the content side, on top of all these amazing products that are coming to market, there's just a lot of very neat things happening in the tech and service space for dogs. There's new technology like Whistle, which is a Fitbit for dogs, and PetCube, which allows you to interact and watch your dog through your iPhone coming to market. There's crazy services like luxury dog hotels, dog masseuses, dog yoga popping up left and right. And more of these places like restaurants and bars are becoming really pet friendly. And it's just allowing everyone to enjoy life with your dog by your side. And we wanted to create a source that shared all of these great things happening with other pet parents on a local and national level.
Wow. So on the commerce side, you're obviously taking these emerging brands. Now, how do you find these brands? Is this just natural as a pet parent to go into your local pet food store and find these kind of off brands that are you never heard of before?
No, they're actually very tough to find. And part of the reason why I started Barker Kitsen, a lot of the way we find them is word of mouth and a lot of hunting. We first and foremost look at quality of the products. I think if you actually go through our site and look through why we chose these brands for our consumers, the recurring themes you'll see is human grade, organic, sustainable, recycled. Then we look at kind of who's behind these brands and why. A lot of the brands, interestingly, were created by pet parents themselves who, just like me, just didn't feel like the products on the market today were good enough for our dogs. So they created their own. And I really think that that's where the quality is coming from. It's really good enough for their own dogs, and they're just sharing that with us.
I see. No, that makes sense because I guess you guys are like the Whole Foods of the pet food world, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. We eat some of the pet treats that we brought in because they're, according to some of them, better than human grade. So,
really?
I mean, they're actually really good. Yeah, the biscuits and the jerkies, they're amazing. I mean, I don't play with the toys, but I'll eat some of the jerky treats.
Thanks, I appreciate that. And then on the content side, I noticed from your site that you talk about how pet-friendly certain cities are, or what you could find in certain cities, I guess, right?
Yeah. So, on the content side, that one was a little interesting because we worked backwards on this. As we were hunting down all these amazing products, we started seeing that they were originating from the top urban pet cities. So we started really, for content, targeting major urban cities with large populations of pet parents. And the stuff that we were finding from a service and experience perspective was amazing. We are going to be initially, and I'm sure you probably saw this, the content's going to be really focused on like New York, San Francisco, and LA, but we're quickly going to expand from there, hitting like Boston, Chicago, Seattle, Portland. Basically, if there's pet parents there that really spoil their dogs, we're going to be there.
I see. So what is the like one of the most friendlier urban cities to have a pet? Is it San Francisco or?
Yeah, San Francisco is definitely one of them. Los Angeles is that they're really great. Portland, I would say, is huge. I mean, they by sheer number have the highest number of dog parks. They have amazing luxury hotels built for their dogs. But it's pretty much every major urban city with urban pet parents.
Wow, that's neat. That's neat. So it looks like you have a pretty good
It's good to be
draw
a
there.
dog these days.
Yeah. I think any day it was going to be a dog. I wish I was a dog some days. But
I was actually looking at one of the hotels that we just wrote about. I don't know if you got a chance to read it, but Sniff Dog Hotel in Portland, and they were talking about their hotel rooms, and their hotel rooms are crazy. So they have something called a penthouse, and it's 70 square feet. It has city views, flat screen TV so they can binge on dog TV, padded floors, luxury beds. I mean, I honestly was like, if I go to Portland, I may have to rent one of their dog rooms because that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I think I don't think it's to that degree, but there's some really cool pet hotels here in San Francisco that my friends have talked to me about. Like I was just amazed. The dog would rather spend time there than at home, I would think. So.
Oh, I know. We're actually going to be putting out an article this week on some of the dog hotels in San Francisco this week, so stay tuned.
Okay, no problem. We will. So let's shift the business a little bit, and I have to ask you this because when I heard Barker Kitsen, I was thinking like, is this a partnership? Is this a financial company? Tell me about how you guys came up with this name.
Definitely not a financial company, but Barker Kitsen actually went through a few iterations. I'm not going to even tell you where we started, but I really started thinking about kind of what's been going on in society and with our dogs, and we've really humanized our dogs, and that goes down to even what we're naming them. You're not hearing names like Fido anymore or Lassie, but you're giving dogs human names like Charlie and Maggie and George and Tom. And I wanted to create a name for a company that a Charlie or a Maggie would want to shop at. So we got to Barker Kitsen.
No, that's pretty cool. I like that.
Thank you.
That's pretty neat name. So let's talk about the monetization model for your business. Now,
Sure.
This is obviously e-commerce and content, but I guess the e-commerce side is based on an affiliate model, or how's that work for you guys?
So for the monetization side, so there's the obvious route, which is e-commerce, and we do really want to expand our offerings there and continue to always bring the best of the best products, and there are always new brands coming to market and amazing products that we want to share. On the content side, we are going to be creating more and more city-specific content so it's relevant to the users within those cities, and build a very engaged Barker Kitsen community. And I think it's obvious where we're going to go with content, which is going to be very targeted and relevant advertising.
Now, you guys just launched, what, a few months ago? Or?
Yeah, or like mid-year this year.
I see. So are you guys technically in a beta phase, or are you actually launched?
So we just launched last Wednesday. We were in beta so we're really new to you're first in line to hear about Barker Kitsen. So we were in beta for about 4 to 6 weeks, and during that time we just got a ton of user feedback of like, what do you guys want to see? And what you're seeing now in the launch phase is based on user feedback and why we essentially added that content arm. Yeah, but our end state, I mean, we would like to become the go-to source for all things dogs, and it could be from products, services, and experience across all the major pet cities. And it's just continue to expand our offering and cover more services and places.
I see. So you not only could cover local needs, which is very relevant, like you said, to each city, but I would say even if there's even local brands that are emerging in each one of those cities, right?
Oh yeah, so like if there's the way we set up our store is if you want to shop by your own city, and let's say like you and I are in San Francisco and you click on San Francisco, what you'll see is all the local products created by the small businesses of San Francisco, as well as San Francisco related content on places to go with your dogs, brunch places, even bars now, or the different parks. So it's really friendly to both people that are native to San Francisco as well as the visitors.
Oh, that's neat. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Now let's talk about your product roadmap. So you now launched like last Wednesday, which is really cool. Thank you. Congratulations, by
Thank
the
you
way.
so much.
Yeah. Which is it's a big step for a startup like you guys. So are you looking for funding for expansion in the near future? Where are you going to go with this? Sounds like earlier you were saying that you're going to expand to more cities, right?
Definitely. So we, up until this point, have bootstrapped with a little bit of help from friends and family. But again, we do want to be that go-to source for all things dog, and we want to expand into all the major cities. I mentioned before that we are content heavy in New York, San Francisco, and LA, but there are just so many amazing pet cities across the United States where there's so many pet parents really spoiling their dogs, and businesses and services are really catering to that. So we'd really love to expand there. So in order to do that and get to that end state, we will be needing to go after a seed route of fundraising in the near future.
I see. Yeah, that usually is the case after you've launched here, and especially if you want to. Yeah, I mean, if you want to expand to other cities and create relevant content, that makes sense to us. So, I mean, okay, so you got cities and brands. So is it just you and your significant other, or how many people on your team?
Yeah, so it was actually founded by me and my husband, who did take on more of like a COO type role, but has since left and is now more in an advisory role. But we have writers on the ground. I don't write the content myself, but we have writers that write content for each city. So we have 2 writers in San Francisco, 2 in LA, and 1 in New York. And we're just about to bring on an Austin writer on the ground. And we have also another thing that actually came out of our beta testing was people love originality. They love original content, original photos. I don't know if you were able to see some of our Instagram feed, but we also have a photographer, Emily Dula, who's a dear friend of mine as well, and I've known her for 10 years, who came on to help us with the design of our, not only just our website, but also our photographs. So we're a growing team, but still very small.
Are you looking for anything special right now in terms of adding to your team?
We're always looking for great writers. Those are just being on the ground, being able to go experience these new services and places and restaurants and sharing that with the Barker Kitsen community. So first and foremost, I'm definitely, in order to expand the content, looking for additional writers in the major pet cities. So if you know of any, definitely send them my way.
We'll send the call out on the Nerd Stalker channel for you. So
that would be great.
Okay, cool. We'll close off the interview, Candace. It's been great. Is there anything else you want to add about Barker Kitsen you want to tell the audience?
No, I think we've covered it all.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate your time. And so that was Candace Dannenbaum, founder of Barker Kitsen, allowing your dog the best the planet has to offer. So this is Greg Glory, a.k.a. Social Greg on Twitter for the Nerd Stalker Media Network, where we believe in tech, startup, design, and you. Thanks for joining us, everyone, and be careful out there. Thanks again, Candace. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Greg. Thanks for having me.